This is Candidate Conversations on the WIDU Radio Network. I'm your host, Jay Reinstein, and today I have with me former County Commissioner at Large, Charles Evans, live in the studio with me today. He's been the chair, the vice chair, all that. He's running again for re-election. Welcome to Candidate Conversations, Mr. Evans.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, what do you see as the biggest challenge now facing Cumberland County, and what specific role should you play as a county commissioner?
You know, there's a number of challenges that are facing Cumberland County. But first of all, I believe that the citizens have to have a feel of security with the board that's representing them. I think that each citizen should feel that the business of the county is being handled by individuals that actually care about this county and will be accountable for the monies that are being spent, how it's being spent, and make sure that everyone know how things are being done. So what I'm talking about transparency. I think that that's very important to our citizens because they need to know. They need to know what we're doing on their behalf, at least what we say that we're doing on their behalf. The next thing that I believe that's important is water.
That's a big one.
I had referred to Flint, Michigan. About the problems that they had with water. Over time, things had kept getting by them. There wasn't enough attention being paid to the water system there in Flint. And that could very well happen here. I feel that a county this size should have countywide water. I think that PWC should be held to an accountable level where they maintain the cleanliness of our water and that it's accessible to everyone in Cumberland County. We shouldn't have to be able to reach out to other neighboring counties for the water supply. We have our hometown PWC here. So let's utilize them. Let's find a way to make that happen. Economic development, without a doubt, that is very important to this community. Jobs, living wages, where people can reside here and feel comfortable residing here. Our veteran services need to be. There's a list of things I could go on. Our schools, and Charles, why did you talk about schools? Because that's where monies come from Cumberland County to help fund our schools, to help their budget, and to do things of that nature. We just have to, I know this sounds cliche, it's because a number of individuals use this line when they're seeking office, but the line is, let's put people first. And it's a good line, only if you do it. Because it's never about Charles Evans where he rides. It's about working to make sure that the citizens are represented to the fullest and that they get the service. And service is a word that applies to, that should apply to each and every person that seeks office. And I'm sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right. So I'm just curious for our listeners, how many terms did you serve as county commissioner at large?
I served 3 terms, sir.
3 terms. And you were also a city council member, too.
Yes, sir. I served 2 terms as a city councilman.
Many years in public service. That's great. I mean, as an elected official. You talked a little bit about economic development. But how do you balance economic development with making sure that we protect the neighborhoods and infrastructure and everything?
It's a balance that is probably a little tedious, but it has to be done. It has to be done. In order to build these communities that you're talking about protected, we have to have people that are willing to reside in these communities.
True.
Now, economic development would also include our infrastructure, our roads, our transportation system, also the water that I spoke of.
Right.
So we have to make an effort, a grand effort in making that happen. It's
Right.
good to talk about it, but let's do it. We can keep piecemealing. We can keep kicking the can down the road saying we're doing this and doing that,
Right.
when actually we're not moving, we're at a standstill.
Yeah.
And the standstill is the conversations that you continue to have about what needs to be done, but you're not putting things into place to do it.
Yeah.
Sure, we've extended water out to the schools out in Graves Creek area.
Yeah.
We've done that. That's great. That's fabulous. Our children need to know that we care about them and that we want them to be healthy by providing that water. But what about our senior citizens and our older adults living out in the rural areas
Right.
that don't have access to water because clean water because we're not offering it to them. And I have a concern about that with PWC. And rates are going up each and every day. I was just speaking to a young lady yesterday about the rate of water here and electricity and things of that nature. But one thing that we as elected officials must do, and I know, okay, someone is sitting there probably saying, well, Charles, you don't have anything to do with PWC. We're Cumberland County Commissioners.
Right.
We work with the city of Fayetteville.
Right.
We're supposed to work with the city of Fayetteville to get things done.
True.
It's not about ourselves. It's about working together blendedly
Right.
to get the job done.
Right, right.
And so we're going to have to take that extra effort to make that happen.
Yeah.
And make sure that PWC answers the call for our citizens throughout Cumberland County.
Thank you. Thank you. Again, we're talking to former county commissioner at large, Charles Evans. A word that a lot of people don't want to hear is the word taxes. So how do you decide when, as a county commissioner, when you need to raise taxes? How does that happen?
Okay, let me share this with you. First of all, let's start with the reval that we recently had.
Yeah.
I think that there should be policy created that reval should be done every 4 years and not 8.
Yep.
That would take a little bit of the problem off of our citizens and having to pay a surge of money at one time, because there are a number of us that can't do that.
Is that just, would that take a vote of the commissioners to change it from 8 to 4? What has to happen with that? Because I think that's a very good idea.
I think that would take a vote of the commissioners. I think that it would be a recommendation coming from our finance department, from the tax office, and Mr. Ali, and that if he's still the tax individual, but whatever, and however it needs to be done.
Got it.
We need to do it. And the thing about that, and I said that way in particular, because there's a lot of things that can be done if we just do it.
Right.
If we just do it. Sometimes we don't look at the opportunities where we can move things forward in a timely fashion and get things done because we just don't do it.
Right.
It takes a meeting of the minds of our board members to get things
Is
done.
it hard? You've been on as a county commissioner for a number of terms. I think you mentioned 3 terms.
3 terms, 12 years.
How difficult is it to get your other colleagues? You know, you make a suggestion like the 4 years for the, the reval. Is it difficult to get people on board with an idea? And how do you do it, Mr. Evans?
It's difficult whenever you have individuals that are serving their own self-interest.
Got it.
It's difficult when you do that, because when you're serving self, you're not serving the people that have elected you to serve.
That's a very good point.
And the one thing, and it also requires you to listen to the citizenry and what their concerns are. What individuals do, what the voters do, is vote for people that they think that will have their best interests at heart.
Right.
And by having the best interests of the citizens at heart, it means advocating for their interests.
Yeah.
And we hire individuals staff members that know the job, that know what each detail it takes to get the job done. Mm-hmm. And so once you hire them and you give them the instructions on what needs to be done, right. because you've gotten the marching orders right. from the citizens to right. do it, and right. you will hope that you got the marching orders for them and don't think about self
right.
to do it. And then you give it to staff, let staff handle it.
Yeah.
Let staff tell you
that's how it should be done, Commissioner.
But it's not always that way, sir.
Yeah, but that's how it should be done.
That's the way it should be done.
Someone coming from local government, when you get those marching orders, they should be fulfilled by the employees.
Exactly, because they're making the big bucks.
Yeah. Many of them.
Many of them. Right. Oh, okay, I forget.
Not all.
Absolutely. But that's the way. The way it should be done.
Yeah.
That's why you hire staff. I mean, I'm not. I don't profess to know everything. I probably very little I know about but I do know what the citizens tell me that they want.
Yeah.
I do know what department head I need to go to to see about making it happen.
Right.
I do know that.
Yeah.
And I use that quite a bit.
Sure.
I will go straight to the department head and say, look, I'm having this situation in this particular area of the county, and could you help me find out how to get this resolved?
Right.
You have
That's
to
reasonable.
Trust them.
Yep.
You have to trust them.
Yeah, it's reasonable. Something that is always a focus with residents, citizens, is public safety. And, it includes law enforcement, emergency services, the trust in the community. What does the county commission do well when it comes to public safety, and where can it improve?
I would hope that the county commissioners will continue to do well and by funding the sheriff's department in order to make sure that they have the supplies and the equipment that they need to protect our citizenry. And there hasn't been a problem with that, as far as I know at this point.
Got it.
And I think that the county commissioners will always do what they need to do to make that sure that the sheriff's department have the items that they need. Because keep in mind, the sheriff is elected.
Yeah.
That's another budget item that we have for the sheriff department to make sure that they have the monies and the finances to do their jobs, to protect and serve. And the same thing with our volunteer fire departments. We work extremely hard with them to make sure that they have the resources, the monies needed to make sure that our communities are as safe when it comes to issues dealing with fire and things of that nature.
Yeah, thank you so much. The county doesn't run the schools, day to day, but it does fund them. What is your responsibility to the students, teachers, and workforce development in Cumberland County as a commissioner? What is your role?
As we had talked about, as far as the sheriff's department, is funding.
Yeah.
Is making sure that they have the funds in order to operate our school systems, make sure that they have the funds to that the Board of Education have to make sure that our children are taken care of, the employees, the staff is taken care of. And also, one thing that we do is supply funding to make sure that schools are built and maintained.
Right.
And we've been a little slack with that lately.
Well, E.E. Smith, here's a question right to you. Is E.E. Smith ever going to be resolved? Either location or what? Tell our listeners about that. What is happening, if you could, briefly?
You know what's happening now, I can't tell what's happening now because the conversation. As a matter of fact, I was just speaking with someone not too long ago, within the last couple of days, that there hasn't been a conversation about E.E. Smith at all. And it's disheartening to know that it's been said that school needs to be rebuilt.
Right.
And because it's so old and it lacks so many items that could help improve the quality of life of education for our students, and it doesn't seem like it's important. It doesn't.
Right.
But one thing about this, with the outcry that we're getting from the citizens regarding East, if something needs to be done.
Yeah.
I am so for building a new school. I am so for placing that school in an area where it could develop a community that would grow around it. Because once you build the school, then you're gonna have economic development, because houses are going to come up. Then you're going to have businesses around it. And I'm going to tell you the real truth about how I feel about this. I think that E.E. Smith needs to be built. There was a individual that said, I think it should be built on the property of the old Washington Drive. And I'm like, that's a good thought. That's a good thought. But my thought is that it's built out there on Shaw Mill Road. In that particular area. Right. That area has been overlooked for so long.
Yep.
Nobody wants to annex it.
Yep.
Nobody wants to do anything about it.
I remember that back in my city of Fayetteville days. It was always that conversation about annexing.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But if you build a school such as E.E. Smith out there, you can create families building homes out there. You're going to create new jobs around that area, and it's going to do something for the eyesore that we have out there. Yeah. But bottom line, I am so in support of, let's go ahead and get this done. I think we do our citizens a disservice when we start talking about issues that are a concern of theirs, and we don't follow through with the conversation.
That's interesting.
We do a lot of kicking the can down the road and never making it happen.
Yeah.
And that was one of the reasons that I got into politics, is to make life better for the citizens that we serve. We can't keep kicking the can down the road. It's time to get the job done. Yeah, Charles, you were on there for 12 years. Yes, Charles. E. Smith could have been built and everything done in those 12 years. But you also have a chairman of the board that directs the traffic like a traffic light.
Yeah, right.
And you have your board members that could bring things up, but it's really pretty much up to the chairman of what direction you take that.
Got it. A lot of power with the chairman.
Yeah.
A lot of power with the chairman.
A lot of power, and then a lot of nothing.
Just a couple more minutes here. You do a good job of engaging the community. Can you tell us, if reelected, what you will do differently, or how you will get folks engaged in a process? Because a lot of citizens feel disconnected in the city and the county. They just don't feel like they have a voice. What do you do to give people a voice, or how do you get people connected?
You know what? Let me share this with you.
Yeah.
Since I've been elected, I've had the same phone number. And the reason, at one time I wanted to change it, and a friend of mine said, you don't need to change your phone number right about now.
Right.
Because that would not be good for citizens that try to contact you.
Yeah.
And so I haven't changed it. And the reason for that, because I do want to hear from my citizens that I serve and that I represent, to hear what it is that their concerns are and what they think need to be done, because as I stated earlier, we work for them. I attend a number of meetings. I attend various churches. I do a lot of talking at barbershops when I go get this haircut or out at Walmart. Walmart is my favorite place to hang out. And I'm not trying to advertise that place, but I just want you to know these are different locations that you can go and talk to individuals, and they'll give you the information that you're looking for.
Yeah, no, that's great.
And so You know what? I don't think that there would be too much more that I would do to change anything that I've done over the last 16 years in elective office.
Got it. Well, it sounds like you're doing those things, that you're going to where the people are, and that's really important. So, again, talking to Charles Evans, running for county commissioner at large. He's been a county commissioner 3 terms and also city council member. Why should people vote for you on March 3rd during the primary?
Because I'm attentive to their needs and their concerns. And a lot of issues that I bring forth are issues that would change the quality of life for the better for individuals. Let's talk about the expungement clinic.
Right.
The expungement clinic is, matter of fact, I was in church when I approached our district attorney, Billy West, about having the expungement clinic.
Wow. And that's been a huge success.
Yes, it has been. And over 1,000 individuals have received their records expunged and live in a decent quality of life.
Wow.
There's one young lady I know. She is now the manager of this particular business. And she's living such a splendid life. And there's a young man out in Linden who has started his own business and doing much better, gone on to get his degree and things of that nature. So there's a number of success stories that have been created because of the expungement clinic. And I really thank District Attorney Billy West for working to make this happen, because without him, it could not have been done.
Right.
And so I'm very grateful to him and his staff for their involvement. I just feel that whatever we do as elected officials, it's our job to make life easier for individuals. And so I will continue to do that.
Great.
And I hope I answered your question.
Absolutely. Again, talking to Charles Evans, running for county commissioner at large, Cumberland County. Thank you so much for joining me today with Candidate Conversations.
It's so good to be here. It's so good to see you as well, and everyone here. And if you would allow me to say this one thing before I leave your presence. You know, by the grace of God, God has brought me through a number of things. Homelessness, felony convictions, a number of things God has brought me through. And after getting on the other side, he has allowed me to be able to serve in an elective capacity for 16 years. And during those 16 years of serving, everything that I've been through, without a vehicle, transportation, brought up transportation years ago, and it's been improved and things of that nature. But the things that I have been through and witnessed other people going through, I brought to the table because of that. And it has changed the life of a number of individuals. And that's my job as an elected person, is to work on concerns of individuals that would change their life for the better. We're only here for a short time.
We are.
So we can't make it difficult for people just to live a decent life.
Yeah.
And so it's my job and my responsibility.
I like that.
To change the life, to change things, to make life better for each and everybody that I serve.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. And you've been listening to Candidate Conversations on the